I'm Simon, Presentation Genius. I want to take a couple of minutes just to rant, frankly, about the fact that most presentations training, certainly most online presentations training and an awful lot of the face-to-face training I've seen just doesn't work. And it doesn't work because it doesn't tell you what you should be doing. It just says, do something different. It's kind of like saying to somebody who's short, you are short. Be taller. And yes, they know that being too short is a problem, but just saying be taller doesn't suddenly give them a growth spurt. What you need to do is go, you've got a problem, you can't reach that because you're too short. Here, let me help. Here's a box. That's what the training needs to do. It needs to give you the equivalent of boxes if you're too short. So that's why it doesn't work, and the biggest problem that most people have when they're making presentations is the kind of the nerves attack, the kind of let the world open up and swallow me whole type stuff. So just saying don't be nervous doesn't help. You need to give people specific tools about how to stop themselves getting nervous. Now, one of the tools that we've developed, and we've found it incredibly useful and very, very successful, is to differentiate and dissociate in people's minds between the performance, that's the presentation, and the consequences of it. You see, what happens is that most people get as nervous as the consequences require them to get, not as nervous as the actual presentation requires them to get. Let me give you an example, a personal example. I'm a competent rock climber. I'm not great. I'm not a good climber, but I'm safe. You can take me up, and I'm not actually going to be a liability to you. So let's imagine that there's a handhold that I've got, a two-finger jam, and I'm pulling myself up, and it's 3, 4, 5 feet off the ground, and I can do it easily. Okay. But then you take me 30 feet up off the ground, and it depends on where my ropes and protections are, and I've got the same maneuver to make, and all of a sudden I freeze. Now, if you think about it for a second, the actual maneuver hasn't got any more difficult. It's just the consequences of screwing up make it more important. So you get more. What's what I'm looking for? You want more cautious in what maneuvers that you try and go for. So what you should be doing in your presentation to help with your nerves is forget all about the consequences and just think to yourself, what do I need to do now in this moment to make my presentation better? Stop fannying on with the what if it all goes wrong, and just ask yourself in the moment, what do I do now? Now, it sounds like semantics, but trust me, it is unbelievably powerful, because it not only improves the quality of your presentation by making you concentrate on what you should be doing, it helps calm you down, because to be honest, all you have to think about is what do I do next? Click. Or what do I do next? Talk. What do I do next? Give handouts. That's so much easier than anything else you could possibly be thinking about in terms of what's going to happen after the presentation.